Okay, so we've got our vocal tonality and compression and de-esser in a really good spot. And sometimes, you know, they're just extra tools that we might want to try in the same way that an artist would try to add another hue or another little bit of color or shadowing. There's some tools that we have that we can kind of do some extra tone shaping. Like back in the studio days or when you had all your outboard gear, you would use different compressors because of their individual distinctive characteristics and coloring. So for our setups, we all use waves as part of the deal just to have some additional inserts and to provide some colors to the palette that the console in itself doesn't always give us. Sometimes it's in waves, sometimes it's in a premium rack within the console that manufacturers have started to develop. But let's just talk about a few ways to kind of add some character to this tone now that we've got it into a place that works. But how do we take it to kind of the next level?
And let's be clear, like, this is awesome. Like, if you put a band underneath this, we're there.
Totally.
We got it.
Yeah.
So now we're like putting icing on the cake or the sprinkles on the cake. So
it's kind of like mastering a record. Gets you to the last 5%, but you get 90% of the way there with the mix of the record. And then the mastering just takes it kind of over the top.
And some of these things we're gonna add in here, like really give it that polish, that sheen, that is really cool now that we can apply that to our live rooms where it used to only be studio stuff. So now we're all sitting here with these, you know, options right here at our fingertips.
Cool.
So Lee, this chain you use. In fact, this is my setup, and we do the identical thing. So I completely ripped you off.
Yes, you did.
But I think you ripped off somebody else.
Yes, I did. Yes, a friend of mine named Chris. I heard him mix, and the vocal was, at the time, what I thought, it probably still currently, one of the best vocals I'd ever heard. I'm like, what are you doing?
I remember you texted us that night. We're just like, guys, I'm listening to like this
found the
vocal
voodoo.
chain and it's awesome. Right.
Really, really good.
So this is something, when I heard what you were doing and understood it, and I got into waves, I think I got into waves just recently. You guys have been doing it for a long time. This is one of the first things I jumped into. And I just kind of sat there going, well, crap. This is good now. So
now I got to buy more stuff.
Right. So walk us through.
Let's sort of refresh ourselves where we ended up with the other process.
So we've still got EQ and compression on. I've turned the de-esser off, and then we'll go EQ, some light compression here, and then into a multi-rack from there. I'll turn this up. Okay, so the first guy here is the Renaissance Vox. As you can see, this was probably made in 1937, but it is a classic.
Just ignore the user interface side.
I heard somebody, a young kid once, refer to this as vintage coding. It's like, this is one of the first plugins that Waves did.
This is Atari.
This is the Atari version of plugins.
I don't know what's going on under the hood with this thing, but I'm going to move two of these knobs, sliders, faders, whatever they are, and what happens is silly. So it's just this one here.
You're my healer, Jesus, you're faithful.
And then I'm going to compensate the gain to keep the level matching.
It's presence. That's the only way I know how to describe it.
Crank it down a little further. I like this hitting somewhere in here.
So you cranked all that in, that's cool, and then you compensated, you brought the output gain down of this unit.
I want the level the same. I don't want it to add volume. Because a lot of people think when it gets louder, it sounds better.
Because it automatically, when you bring the threshold down, it's automatically adding makeup gain. So sometimes you have to compensate for what it's adding by bringing some of that back.
Right, so this is another compressor, so we've leveled it out even more. And then next, we're gonna add a limiter. So the CLA2A, it's a model of Chris Lord-Alge's LA2A. And pop this guy on. And again, two knobs. We got gain and reduction. That's really it. So I really want this thing to sing here.
Yeah, let it work.
You're my healer, Jesus, you're faithful.
I want to turn up some gain and match that level again.
And I still believe.
Okay, now notice. It is setting right here. Quiet stuff and the loud stuff is now, it's not moving.
Yeah.
But one thing this does the harder it hits, it does get a little darker.
Right.
So now it's kind of like I'm starting over, right? I've got all the dynamics now under control. Now I need it to like sparkle a little more.
Right.
So dynamic EQ.
Oh, I still believe.
So I'm going to cut some of the low mid out.
My healer,
and I'm going to solo again.
Jesus, you're faithful.
Some of that.
So you're able to focus on just the frequency
Well,
that you want to reduce.
And some of that presence that came up brought up some of that muddiness we'd cut somewhere else. So
And
this
it's
is a
only,
great way to get rid of it.
It's only when he gets really loud. So now I'm on the threshold here. I'm going to, just when he gets loud, so probably right in there. And then start reducing. Let's just try like 4, see what happens. Pop that back off and listen.
I still believe.
Way cleaner.
Yep.
Right?
You're my healer.
And if you had to,
Jesus,
you could even
you're
add some expansion higher up if you felt the need for it. But I don't know that you do. Just depends on what it sounds like when the band comes in.
Now I'm hearing,
But like a little higher, yep.
maybe a little of that needs to go away.
Yeah. It gets a little honky, a
It's
little
kind of what we were
nasally.
trying to get with the de-esser over here, but you had turned that off.
Right.
So now we need to find it again.
I'm going to make this one pretty fast and release fast. Yeah, let's see what that did.
I still believe. Oh, I still believe. You're my
That's shaping up to be a great vocal.
That's pretty slamming.
Jesus, your faith.
It's a $150 microphone.
Oh,
And it sounds like $1 million.
I still believe.